Tara I chochea. Tara I chochea tachai. Coming in through the lower left ranges of the field. Toro otakai choshai. In through the left hip here. Chara ota I. And connecting to the spirit. Chara ota ki. Of resources. Chara ota kai. This sensation arises toro oya within the sacral range toro otaki. As we begin to focus on our own inherent worth toro What is interesting about this positioning is that often when we are contemplating wealth, money, resources, or the abandonment of these things, often we are looking for something. So our focus is more external. We are searching. And yet what we're feeling here very strongly is this internal focus, looking into the body, looking at the sacral, focusing here on the sacral, focusing on what we are feeling as we connect to the body. And more than that, focusing on the sense or feeling of fulfillment. And even beyond that, it is feeling deeply connected to the body, as in, I'm going to see what I feel here and I'm going to allow myself to connect to it no matter what it is. And moving through that and holding steady in it. And breathing into this here, in this lower abdominal range now that is just filling. It's as if the floodgates open and all that has been starving, all that has been dehydrated, is being soaked and is coming into the fullness of its life. Coming into the center of the navel, just releasing through the front of the root any instances of this hurt and abandonment that we are internalizing, that we are then hurting ourselves with internally, and the way that we experience that is that we go back to a memory of something from the past. So this is very interesting. Let's come into the front of the throat and the base of the head here. And yet remaining connected to the sacral, the fulfillment, or the filling up of the sacral. It looks like where there was this sort of empty basin, this dry desert hollowed out here. Now this is being filled, the water is rushing in here. All sense of dryness, all of the cracking, all of the dehydration is simply erased in this moment of fulfillment. And that's what we're really speaking to here when we see the mind starting to be pulled into this reminiscing of the hurt, of the abandonment, of the pain, that it is actually safe to let go of this now. It's as if there is something in the belly. It comes right across the center of the belly, almost cutting this cross through the belly button here, or the belly button is the access for this cross, that somehow it feels important to remember these hurts. If I don't remember the hurt, I will be forgetting. And then it's almost as if there's a blankness. We can't quite follow this thought, or maybe there is nothing at the end of that thought, and yet we're pulled in here to feel this or to be in this state of feeling the need to hold on to the hurt. Taro ono koya chashai, and yet it seems very much to be this sort of tie down. There's a sense here as well of jewelry, this linkage, kai chashai. These small links chained together, kai chashai, going right through the belly button here. And this actually feels to be connected in through the root, although that is the part that is very much invisible to us. The memory of the hurt causes us to fold into ourselves as if there is something we feel we should be connecting to or looking for or linking up with. And yet this is really what I'm seeing as some sort of access into the field. So it's certainly manipulation, very intentional manipulation, and yet to know that you don't necessarily need to follow these thoughts or feelings of hurt any longer. That your power, your drive, your ability to steer through life now comes from connecting into the sacral here. And the reason we have a hard time connecting to the sacral is because there was such a huge wound of abandonment there. So instead of addressing the abandonment, we were addressing the hurt that resulted from the abandonment and continuing to loop in through that. So just allowing the sacral to be flooded with wholeness, with goodness, with hydration. There's a sense of amino acids having been missing here, that even if we were taking in nutrients or nurturants, it's almost as if the vital nutrients were missing. There was something being withheld here. And it's almost as if we could sense this, or I'm wondering if it actually worked the other way, where we could sense this energetically, and then therefore the body was not properly absorbing the correct nutrients, and that seems to be more accurate coming into the energy of this, which obviously that is related to this idea of pursuing the hurt rather than the wound of abandonment. So coming into the top of the femur, this joint here, and almost where we feel this up into the abdomen. So these nerves that run here from the legs into, we could even say, the areas of sexual reproduction within the bodies, where there has been this sense of something being kinked, the flow not moving properly from the lower body into this central void, or this sacral chamber, this avoidance, how we have really learned to sabotage and manipulate our own selves because this wound has been so immense, so large, so vast. It's almost as if we did not realize we were even doing this to ourselves at all. It is as if we didn't realize we were doing it, but we're seeing the mechanics of it here now through the field. So just releasing the pressure here now as we anchor in, as we see, as we commune, as we witness within ourselves this space. And even if we are not yet ready to open up to this, that we anchor here, asking the universe to begin to reveal to us the ways in which we can start to more deeply commune with our sacral centers, this secular solar plexus, and recombining through here. Feeling this connect up through the field into the sides of the neck. Remaining connected here while you continue to fulfill with resources. And it is so.